Hey, how we all doing? Don't know why I looked at the camera then like I was surprised you were there. How we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name's Key. We are live for Monday Night Football and we've got Brighton at the Amex against Bournemouth. Bournemouth have got one win in their last 13 Premier League games. Admittedly, it was in the last game that they played against Spurs. So tonight, it's a tough one to call. Really tough one to call. Brighton sat in 12th, Bournemouth sat in 15th. It feels like both teams have not quite... They've both struggled. I think Brighton have got one win in 8. Bournemouth have got one win in 13. It's not a particularly bright spot for either manager, but both managers very young, very highly sort of thought of in the game and very progressive, very considered, I would imagine, both these managers, Hürzeler and Iraola, both would be considered, wouldn't they, for maybe the City job if it came up. Maybe the Liverpool job if it came up. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they were managing Champions League sides. Maybe even this summer. Andoni Iraola still not committing to Bournemouth, by the way. And his contract, I believe, is up in the summer. So he's another one that's kind of very similar, following the Glasner route. Wouldn't be a surprise if he leaves before the end of the season as well. But yeah. Massive thank you to everyone that's already joined in the chat. I can see the chat's already going off. How are we all doing? Sarah, good to see you on a Permo. 3-star. Lovely to see you all. Usman, how's it going, Usman? Jabba, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Great win for the Blues yesterday, wasn't it? Everton absolutely smashing it. Same to you, Andy. How's it going? Joe, any luck with the panel stuff? Do you know what? I got some messages back this morning. Yeah, I got a couple of messages back. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting ghosted on a couple. Maybe I'm not getting ghosted. Maybe it's just a couple of days. But I'll see. It was quite late, wasn't it? Was it late? Was it late yesterday? A couple, and I sent a few early this morning as well. So we'll see. We'll see. Rube says, "Come on, Brighton, let's beat Bournemouth." Well, with that in mind, I have got my me bet ready. I've got my bet ready. So again, just a reminder, if you haven't yet, please do go and consider signing up for Midnight's fantastic bet £10, get £30 in free bets. You can do that for this game. You can do it for whatever game you want. But go and have a look at it. Midnight are sponsoring Premier League Dad for the rest of January and perhaps beyond. And they're a great bunch of guys over at Midnight. Not only do they have faster payouts, they also have the best odds guaranteed in the market. And yeah, 30 quid in free bets. So if you fancy a dabble on this game, obviously 18 plus, new customers only, T's and C's apply, all that stuff. You can get that in the description if you click the link in the description or the link that's in the pinned comments. And here is my bet for tonight's game. Here we go. This is my bet for tonight's game. There you go. I have gone for Brighton or draw. I don't think Bournemouth win, but I think both teams to score. I know we've been watching a few 0-0s recently. We've been having a lot of low-scoring games. But I don't know. I feel like tonight's going to spark life back into the Premier League. Monday Night Football. I think we're going to get goals. I fancy 3 or 4. And just as I say that, Jabba, I expect a narrow win for the Cherries. Oh, hey. Well, hey, there you go. I do. I think it's going to be a goal fest tonight. Maybe not a goal fest, but I think there'll be at least 2 or 3 minimum. I'm going to go 2 or 3 in this one tonight. So yeah, I have gone for Brighton or draw. I've gone both teams to score. I have gone 10 corners and 10 shots on target between these two teams. Don't matter who gets them, but 10 shots on target, 10 corners. I've gone for Evan Nilsson to have at least one of them shots on target, as well as Danny Welbeck. Joel Veltman to concede a foul or to commit a foul. And the reason I say that is because Joel Veltman tonight is up against Truffert, and he's also up against Krupi. Krupi is over on the left-hand side, Truffert on the left-hand side. They are both going to be running at Joel Veltman tonight, the right back for Brighton. And I think he might get exposed a few times. I think there might be a couple of times where he just goes in, because Krupi is very quick. He gets in between the centre-back and the full-back quite quickly. He's got good movement. I think he could be one who causes Brighton a few problems. So, yeah, I'm going to go for Brighton to get at least a point in this one. Evan Ilson, Welbeck, shot on target each. Hinchelwood and Veltman, to have a foul each because they're both on that side, on that right-hand side. 10 shots on target, 10 corners. 5, I get you 45 quid back. There you go. That's what I've gone for. But yeah, if you fancy putting yours on, then go and click the link in the description. Go and bet with Midnight. As I said, £10 gets you 30 quid in free bets. So yeah, there you go. That is my... There's the offer, by the way, just in case anyone does want to avail themselves of it. Jabba, I expect a narrow win for the Cherries. Annie, hello guys, how's it going, Annie? Finners Matty, I think Bournemouth or draw. Rubes, stop with the silliness, and I predicted 2-3 Bournemouth expecting goals. Callum, how's it going? Hard to predict this one, could be a 4-4 draw. Joe, do you mind saying who? Don't worry though if you can't. I would say I'll keep it just in case they have not really asked their permission. They might not want to get involved, so it's more a conversation at this point. So until we've got anything going, I'd say I'll hang back on telling whoever responded. But yeah, I'll let you know, mate. I don't mind sharing it with you, maybe off on Discord or whatever. Brady says, evening key. Seen that Inter want to sign Mastantuono and Real would be open as long as they have a buyback clause, since he's not getting much game time. Thoughts? Do you know what, mate? It's really not that surprising. No, I don't think Mastantuono is going to get much game time at Real Madrid, so it wasn't all that surprising that he was going to... Yeah, he was never going to get game time at Real Madrid. It was a silly decision of his to go there. Again, I don't understand why young players go to Real Madrid, go to Barcelona. It was always going to be a really poor move. I don't know why he was going there. Why would you go to Real Madrid? Rodrigo can't get starts at Real Madrid. What do you think you're going to do there? 3 stars says Besiktas interested in taking Tayo Awoniyi plus cash for Tammy Abraham. Understandable. Rubes says I think it's going to be 17-1 to Brighton. Well, we are but 5 minutes away from kick-off. On a Burmo, breaking news, Celtic to sign striker Newan signing for Celtic. Thierry Henry in the studio, is that? TT. Well, let's go through the lineups just before we get through to kick-off, because we've got a couple of minutes to kick off, so let's go through the lineups here. So it is, for Brighton, it's Bart Verbruggen in goal, Veltman, Van Hecke, Dunk and Kadioglu at the back, Hinchelwood and Gross in midfield, with Gomez off to the right, Brian Gruder, who scored at Old Trafford last weekend in the FA Cup, no doubt. He'll be playing a pivotal role tonight, just behind Danny Welbeck, and of course Matoma over to the left-hand side. I realise I read that out in a really weird way. It's usually back to front. I went centre forward before left winger. I don't do that normally. Petrovic in goal for Bournemouth. Truffert at left back. Senesi, Hill and Jimenez complete the defence. Then it's Scott, Cook and Tavernier in midfield. Krupi off the left. Adley off the right. And Evan Ilson at centre forward. Evan Ilson, 4 goals in 19 appearances for Bournemouth this season. Hiya Jake, how's it going? And 3 stars says Hürzeler may be wiser to stay put at Brighton. I think Hürzeler will, yeah. I can see Hürzeler staying at Brighton. I think with Hürzeler, he's still very, very young. He's still only like 33, isn't he? I'm sure he's only 33. So it doesn't make sense for him to make any moves just yet. He's still building his profile in the Premier League. I don't see him going anywhere just yet. Erdy says, are the rumours true that Alonso is going to Liverpool? No, absolutely not, mate. Alonso isn't going anywhere near Liverpool. We don't want him. We do not want him. We've got a manager. We're very happy with him. In spite of what some of the E-Reds will tell you. Look at that. Do you know what? I will say this. I like Bournemouth a lot as a football club, but I will say this. Why does their club logo look like a shampoo? Looks like a shampoo logo, doesn't it? It just feels like it's a really odd logo for an actual football team. Looks like if honestly, if you saw that on a shampoo bottle, If you saw that logo, that image on a shampoo bottle and it said under it, Pantene Pro V or Weller, you wouldn't be surprised. You would not be surprised at all. Shampoo FC, Bournemouth. Look at that. Looks like I know it's got a football on the head, but it does just look like it looks like Brian May washing his hair. Pascal Gross as well, back in the Premier League. Most assists in Premier League history for Brighton. Look at that. Most assists in Premier League history for Brighton. Solly March, 18. Karu Matoma, 14. Pascal Gross, 45. The guy's absolutely dominated for Brighton. He's an absolute legend at this club. Went to Dortmund, had a couple of years at Dortmund, and now he's back in the Premier League. Goals by teenagers in the Premier League this season. Matthias Mane's got 2. Krupi with 7. He has been a real find for Bournemouth, I've got to say. Junior Krupi, 7 Premier League goals and the highest scoring teenager in the league this season. I think he's done really, really well, and he's going to cause problems tonight, I think, on that left-hand side. 19 years of age. 7 goals in 16 appearances. I think he might actually move on this summer, the way it's going. Because Bournemouth only paid 12 million euros for him. I think they could get 40 for him this summer, genuinely, the way things are going. He'd be a good fit for a lot of teams, him. Okay, we're about to get going, about to get underway. Hopefully you have already, but if you haven't, please do 2 things for me before we start the game. First off, click like on this video if you're watching. Second of all, if you're new and you haven't yet, make sure you've subscribed. I'm live every day watching games of football. Tomorrow, we are doing Inter Milan against Arsenal. Can Arsenal do what Liverpool did at the San Siro? Get a win and a clean sheet? I wonder. I doubt it. I very much doubt it. Alright, we're off. 15 seconds in. Brady feel really bad wanting Igamane to be subbed on, and he ends up rupturing his ACL and he's out for the season. Is that what happened? Do you know what? I didn't see that. I didn't see him go down. Andy says we'd love the Bournemouth manager at Everton when Moyes' contract is up, but you said, Key, you think he'll go to a Champions League club. Well, I think if Fabian Hürzeler or Iraola were to leave these clubs, I think they would only go to teams that you would expect to be in Europe pretty much every year. So I think they'd go to a Tottenham. I think they'd go to a Villa. I think they'd go to a Newcastle, potentially. But no sort of lower than that. I think Everton, it's fair to say I'm not having a pop at Everton, Andy. I hope you know that, mate. But I don't think Everton can be considered a European regular. I think Everton would probably be in the sort of Crystal Palace bracket of they're in Europe. Same as Brighton in many ways. Brighton, Palace, they've had a spell in Europe, but they're not going to be in Europe every 2-3 seasons. It might be something that is once in a blue moon. So, I think they might go to... Potentially, they could be moved on and go to somewhere even bigger than that. But I think Tottenham, Villa, Newcastle, those types of sides, maybe a Chelsea, maybe a Liverpool, maybe an Arsenal, maybe a City. But I think, certainly no lower than that. Otherwise, they'd stay where they are. They're doing very well at Bournemouth, very well at Brighton. I can't see them going anywhere else. Nixie, how's it going, Nixie? Good to see you, mate. Jake says first Premier League match for Semenyo. First Premier League match without Semenyo for the Cherries. And 3-star compared to the Bournemouth badge, it's the Bournemouth sponsor that's dodgy. BJ88. Conor Burmo replaced Slot with a manager he beat whilst Alonso was manager of the biggest club in the world. Doesn't make sense. Slot has brought it back round after that horrendous run. Yeah, I think so too. Jabba says we'll be in Europe by then, and Rube says Hürzeler is up for the Spurs job. Well, listen, he's done a really good job at Brighton. I know it's maybe this season it doesn't feel that way because they're 12th and they're still only, I think, is it 6 points? They're 6 points off a Champions League spot, Brighton, now. They finished 5 points off a European place last year. So, yeah, it's one of them. They've got 1 win in their last 8 games, Brighton. But it's not as bad as you think. It's kind of like that. Feels like that with pretty much every team in the league. You look at it and you think, oh, yeah, they're not doing so well. They're a bit inconsistent. But then when you actually look at where they are in the table, everyone's inconsistent. So, you're still only a couple of games away from actually being where you want to be. On Permos has still got levels to go, though. This is possibly what Liverpool fans maybe expected last season with the new manager coming. Maybe not as bad as that run was, though. Sarah, thank you very much. And Ewan Rolson says, Hürzeler so overrated. Why is Hürzeler so overrated? 5 points off a Champions League spot last year with Brighton. Is that not? Do you not think that's good? I think that's really positive. To get 5 points off a Champions League spot with Brighton last year. And they're still, like I say, even now, they're pretty safe mid-table. They're nowhere near the relegation zone. And they've changed an awful lot in the summer. Baleba will probably go again. That is the Brighton model, isn't it? Is to sell these young players and make big cash. Baleba will probably go for, maybe 80 million plus this summer. United will give him big money for him. I think that's a mistake, by the way. I think that is a massive mistake if United go and get Baleba. Here's Welbeck down the left-hand side. 4 minutes in. Not really either side taking charge of this one so far in terms of possession. Nixie says the table is very tight. It is, yeah. I mean, you can see it. The table will be coming up over here on the right-hand side. The live Premier League table. So you can see it in a second. But it is very, very tight. Brady says the Morocco manager came out and said he tore his ACL and he'll be out for the season and miss the World Cup. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Poor Hamza Rigamane. Again, do you know what though? It's he's had a bit of a year since leaving Rangers, hasn't he? It's not necessarily been perfect for Hamza Rigamane since he's gone to Lille. Jack Play 2006 says, where do you think Liverpool will finish? Third or fourth? Yeah, third or fourth. No lower than fourth. No higher than third. I think we'll finish above Villa. I think we'll finish above Chelsea. I think we'll finish above United. I think we'll finish above Newcastle. I think we'll finish above everyone bar everyone bar City and Arsenal. So yeah, I think Liverpool will finish maybe third, possibly fourth, depending on what happens between now and the end of the season, depending on which teams put a run together. Kozal says 2-2. Hey, I've still not done my poll on YouTube. Come on, Key. I always forget to do a poll. There you go. Get your predictions in. Bournemouth, clear it away. Nixie says Baleba and Minter probably goes, yeah. Where do you think Minter goes? Again, Minter's another one of them players. He feels a little bit like he's got a bit of a higher ceiling to go to, Minter. But I just don't see him do it consistently enough. A bit like Adingra was in many ways. Adingra was a bit like that at Brighton, wasn't he? And he's gone to Sunderland. Hasn't really kicked on himself in many ways. But yeah, Yankuba Minter, talented player, no doubt. Bags of pace. Just doesn't produce often enough for me. And I don't think there's another club like... Would Spurs or a Newcastle or a Villa, would they spend big money on Yankuba Minter? I don't know. I think maybe like a Napoli would, or a... Yeah, maybe a Napoli or maybe even an Atletico Madrid or someone like that. Brighton, strike, wide. It's going to be a corner kick to Brighton. It was Hinchelwood, edge of the box. Hey, Sarah, thank you very much for sending that through. Sarah sent through a gift membership. So welcome to the Premier League Dad Club to Graham, 1793. Good to see you, Graham. Welcome to the club. Thank you for that, Sarah. Ewan Rolson says, Minter needs another year at Brighton. Jack places unless Arsenal proper bottle it, they're winning the league. Yeah, Arsenal should. And so they should, shouldn't they? Yeah, they have to. Adam464 says, have Bournemouth and Palace ruined their seasons by selling their best players? Well, hang on a minute. Let's not forget that Semenyo... Oh, good strike, good save. Petrovic, edge of the box, Brighton with a strike, and Petrovic parries it away. First shot on target in the game so far. Brighton in on the left-hand side. All the way back to... is it Kadioglu here? Yeah, Kadioglu. But yeah, hang on. Let's just remember this. Let's just remember that Semenyo was actually part of this Bournemouth side when they were one win in 8 games. So Bournemouth are 15th with Semenyo. I actually think there might be a world where Bournemouth kick on now. Now that he's gone, maybe there is a world where they kick on. Here we go. Another ball down the left-hand side for Bournemouth. Why is Tavernier offside there again? Yay, Sarah. Again, another gift. Bloody hell, Sarah. That's so nice of you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for your support. And Jabba Twadi has received a membership. Welcome to the Premier League Dad Supporters Club. Love that. Welcome on board. Lots of members-only content coming up from this week. This week, our Premier League Dad preview show now is for members only. So every single Friday now, there will be a video going out purely for members only, where we preview the Premier League Dad Show, where we preview the weekend's Premier League fixtures. That's going to be for members only now. So yeah, anyone who wants to watch that, it's only for members going forward. We'll do an hour's preview show on a Friday, and we'll talk through the games. If you want to join the live, you can do, but if not, then we'll just be going through each game. Tony, hi Key, and all the live stream. Hope you're well. Good to see you, Tony. Here's Welbeck. Back to Hinchelwood. Welbeck very, very wide. But this is really good play by Brighton into the box. Pulls it back. Got to hit it. Oh, crowded out. And Bournemouth get it away. Jack Play says, I wish Slot would use Chiesa more, and if we had a centre-back would help, and no more Slot ball. Mate, Chiesa's dreadful. Chiesa is absolutely dreadful. He's admitted himself. Chiesa's not ready to play football. He's not. He's not built for Premier League football. He said himself he's not being physically or mentally ready to start games. He said that in November. He also has refused multiple call-ups to the Italy national squad. Federico Chiesa is a lovely, lovely guy and obviously works really hard, and he's, I just feel like he's not recovered from the injuries that he's had, and he never will, to be honest. I think he's better off going back to Italy, and that seems like what's going to happen. But yeah, I agree. It would be lovely if we could somehow get a centre back, but that's nothing to do with Arne Slot, is it? Let's be honest. It's certainly not Arne Slot's responsibility or job to get a centre back. That's on the owners. Oh, Bournemouth pinch it back. Here it is, Evan Ilson. Got to find the right pass here. Stupid strike. What are you doing? Nick C says, I think Chiesa deserves more game time than he's got, to be fair. I think the thing is, mate, when he's come off the bench, he's done well. And if you give him 20 minutes at the end of games, he's come on and ran people ragged. And then as soon as he's given him 90 minutes, he's never done it. He's never, ever done it. He's so poor when you start him. And he's had that opportunity recently with Salah being at the AFCON. He has started him, and he's given him a lot more minutes. But he's not done anything to justify it. And I think the reason is he just hasn't got 90 minutes in the tank. He's not that player anymore. He was a fabulous player though before he picked up his nasty injury. Absolutely fantastic player. But there's a reason as well, by the way, that we paid 12 million quid for him. You don't get a player of Chiesa's quality for 12 million quid unless there's, in the nicest possible way, unless there's seriously something wrong, questionably, fitness-wise. And I think that's what we've seen with him. Good player, very, very good player in his day. Can still contribute, maybe in a small way, 15, 20 minutes at the end of games. Can't do it for 90 minutes. And he admits that himself. Adam says the team's better off the ball this season. There is a stat that says teams are defending much better, and that's the cause of goalless results recently. There's certainly an argument for that. I think what we're seeing a lot is every single team seems to just have so few weaknesses physically. Like, it was never the case in the Premier League, was it, that you had 11 absolute physical specimens, like 11 6'3" like athletes in every single position, and that's nearly always the case now in the Premier League. So there's nobody who's going to be like massively slower than anyone else. Alex Scott cleared away. There's nobody else. Like, there's no direct. When you look at a team, you used to be able to look at a team in, like, even if you go back to like the great United sides, Gary Neville wasn't slow and he wasn't small, but he was small enough. Hey, Evan Ilson with a shot on target. There's one. I've got Evan Ilson shot on target. That's one for me bet. Yeah, Gary Neville, absolute top right back. Many would argue he's the greatest right back of all time in the Prem. But you could put it on top of him, couldn't you? You could put a ball over the top of him, or you could get a winger up against him, beat him for pace. That was how it was in the Premier League not that long ago, 15, 20 years ago. Now, I don't really look at too many right backs where there's like, or full backs, where there's like a really obvious deficiency. Or if there is, like Kirkes, for example, if there is, usually you've got a really tall, like physically athletic midfielder who covers for them when they go forward. The system now covers for gaps like that. It's just, football's very, very rigid, I think now. It's got a lot more rigid. Paul Yates, do you think Bournemouth can win tonight? Not for me. No, I've gone Bournemouth or draw. I've gone for, I think I've already ticked a couple of these off. What have I got? I've got Hinchelwood foul. I don't think I've had that yet. Evan Ilson shot on target. I've had that. I need a Veltman foul and a Hinchelwood foul. Don't think we've had any corners yet, have we? I need both teams to score. That's the key one, let's be honest. That's the key one. That's my bet tonight. If you want to go and get yours, get yourself over to midnight. Click the link in the description or the link in the pinned chat. Honor Permo says most teams are so organised now compared to 20 years ago. Yeah, they've really gone for, like say, hyper-organisation. Liam Vernon, how's it going, Liam? Do you think United get Europa League? Do I think United get Europa League? Yes, I do think United get Europa League. Maybe Europa Conference League. Nizzy, we had 2 corners, 1 each. Oh, okay, good. I should really know that because we've literally got the stats rolling here on the left-hand side. Or the right-hand side. Depending on how you look at it. Jack, it baffles me how Slot is still manager. I'm dreading our upcoming game with Marseille. Yeah, he's not manager, mate. He's only head coach. And that is a very important distinction given that he hasn't signed any of the players that we've got. That's not been any of his decision-making at all. And, the squad that we have, I think, is 4th place, 3rd or 4th placed in the league. I don't think anyone would do better with that squad. There's nobody who comes in and does better with that Liverpool squad. We have got a very, very stretched team. And I don't see another manager that could come in and get more out of him than 3rd or 4th place, which is where we are right now. Bournemouth ball in. It's gone behind for a corner. Another corner. We'll take this. Here we go. Corners are racking up. ABG tag, hi Key, just wondering why you're not live on TikTok today. Not live on TikTok ever again, mate. I'm not doing lives on TikTok anymore. That's me gone from TikTok. Not doing TikTok anymore. Welsh Wing says, hey Key, here's my daily question. Can you name the 4 pairs of players on the same team with the same nationalities in Premier League teams that had a fight or argy-bargy? The 4 pairs of players on the same team with the same nationalities in Premier League teams that had a fight or an argy-bargy. Oh, God. I don't know. There's only really Lee Bowyer and Kieran Dyer. They're the only ones that I can remember. That's it, surely. I can't think of anyone else. I mean, Michael Keane, Idrissa Gana Gueye, they're not the same nationality. Jamie Carragher, Alvaro Arbeloa, not the same nationality. Steve McManaman and Bruce Grobbelaar, not the same nationality. They're the only ones I can remember. Ball whipped in, too easy, that straight into the hands of Verbruggen. Poor corner. Adam says, the way Grimsby Town press United is proof that coaching has improved throughout the football pyramid by leaps and bounds. Yeah, and they're taking more chances in the lower leagues, aren't they? You're seeing, like high lines and things like that. They're starting to get faster, more athletic set. It used to be if you had an away tie at an FA Cup side, let's say you got the FA Cup 3rd, 4th round draw, right? And you got Lincoln away. You knew that if you were playing Lincoln away, you were going to have like a big 6'4" centre-back who was coming forward for corners. They were going to play very direct, Stoke, Sam Allardyce style. That isn't the case now, actually. You're getting League 1 and League 2 sides who can knock it about a bit. Like you say, they can press, they can... There's still some, don't get me wrong, there's certainly still some who play the more direct style, but yeah, there's plenty of League 1, League 2 sides who can knock it around. Jabber, Keys too mature for TikTok. I assure you I'm not. That's the first time I think I've ever been called too mature. Here's Mitoma. Can't quite get past Jimenez down that left-hand side. And Petrovic now punts it forward. Kwaku, I kind of come here only to watch Key with his hand to his jaw when Arsenal scores. Yeah, Arsenal aren't playing tonight, mate, but they are tomorrow. Maybe come back tomorrow. You might see Arsenal scoring tomorrow. Hopefully not, though. Arsenal aren't playing. Xabi Alonso failed at Real Madrid. Arne Slot won the Premier League last season. Welsh wing, here's some clues. Blackburn Champions League 95. Ah, yes, that was Sherwood. Sherwood and Batty, wasn't it? Was it Sherwood and Batty? Tim Sherwood and Batty, I remember that one. Struggling after that, though. I really am. I genuinely couldn't get you any more. Had a scuffle. Teammates having a scuffle. No. Hey, Kiwi, love you. Love you too, Kwaku. Yeah, love you too, mate. Lots of love. Only love. Right, here we go. Truffer, left back, punts it into the middle, all the way over to the right-hand side. Good switch of play, that. Bournemouth now growing into the game. 20 minutes in. Jimenez does well, gets into the box. Good ball across the... Not a good ball. Smashes it over the bar, really. It wasn't Sherwood. Batty and... Sure it wasn't Sherwood was the one who came over and pulled them apart. I remember it. It was in the red and black strip, wasn't it? The red and black strip, yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Rubes, Fuller and Griffin. Ricardo Fuller and Andy Griffin are not the same nationality, Rubes. Batty and... Oh, that Blackburn side. Was it... It wasn't Ripley or Wilcox. Was it Wilcox? Was it Wilcox? It might have been Wilcox, maybe. Maybe it was Wilcox. Oh, no, it was Lasso. It was Batty and Lasso, I think, yeah. Bonderless. Hi, Key. How's your day been? Yeah, good, thank you, mate. How's yours, more importantly? Bournemouth free kick. Very central. Opportunity for Tavernier to float the ball into the box here. Very good ball in and just absolutely wasted. There's a poor pass back to him. Here's Alex Scott. Over to Krupi. Did well. Truffert. Another Bournemouth corner. Starting to build the pressure a little bit here. Adam Key, look up that stat for 0-0 draws in the past 3 Premier League seasons. What, how many 0-0 draws? Welsh wing, I'll give you the other 2. Leicester 2001 was David Benjamin. Who's David Benjamin? I don't even know who David Benjamin is. I know most players, but yeah. Defending is the future of the Premier League, sadly. I don't think it is, mate. I think football's cyclical and we'll eventually see it spin around again, I'm sure. It'll all change again. It always does. It'll all change again, I'm sure. One day or less good. It's been alright. Absolutely knackered. Oh, have you been working today? Right, Bournemouth have got the ball. Pumped it forward down the left-hand side. Croupy can't quite get to it. Trevor Benjamin, sorry. I was thinking who's David Benjamin? Trevor Benjamin. LFC Bella, good to see you, LFC Bella. How's it going? Mad situation last night. I had barely any sleep, Kate. Oh, blimey. LFC Bella, hey, Key, were you any good at football growing up? Well, I thought I was good. No, do you know what? Listen, I played 3-4 times a week, so I wasn't bad, but I was never, never anywhere near making it, even lower leagues professional. Nowhere near it. But yeah, no, I was alright, yeah. Did okay. Played for my school. Played for the team up to being 16, 17, and then, yeah, that's about it. I've played a couple of times for, pub teams and open age and stuff like that, and I've still, yeah, but not for a good while. Welsh, okay, that's not a good question. Back to the drawing board. I'll come up with something later. Put yourself under pressure, mate. You've given all your big hitters too early. No, listen, it was a good quiz question. It was a good quiz question. I think it was just maybe too niche for today's audience. It's going to be a corner kick, is it? Yeah, corner. Another corner. We're ticking up the corners here. This is good. Okay, Brighton corner. Here we go. Gruder puts the ball in. Bournemouth head it away. And now on the counter-attack. That's a fabulous ball. And Bournemouth have got players over if they get the ball right here. If they get the ball right, there's a massive chance for Bournemouth. Got to get it in. Chance! Penalty, ref, must be! It is! It's a penalty! Verbruggen has flew through him. It is going to be a penalty and a yellow card for Bart Verbruggen. Or does he give a dive? What's he give? Does he give a dive? I don't know what he's give. Does he give a dive or a penalty here, Paul Tierney? It's a dive. He's give a dive. There's going to be a check. There's going to be a check. I don't know if it was it Adley or Croupy? I think it was Croupy running through the middle. Tavernier gets the pass all wrong. It gets stuck under his feet. It's a 50-50 ball between Verbruggen and Croupy, I think it is. And does he get a touch on him or is it a shameless dive? Oh, it's a shameless dive, I think that. It's an absolutely shameless dive. Oh, no, he does clip him. He does clip him. He kicks him in the thigh. I think Adley might get this, you know. I think if they check this, I'm telling you, he does kick him. He does kick him. There's a kick. Certainly a connection there. He kicks him. Kicks him. It's not simulation, that. Kicks him. That's a penalty. That is a penalty. Every single day of the week, that. I'm telling you, that is a pen. That is a penalty. It is a penalty, this one. I'm telling you, penalty all day, every day, this one. And we might get our both teams to score. This one's going to get VAR'd and it's going to be a penalty, I'm telling you. Paul Tierney is about to get sent to the monitor for sure. I've never been more certain of anything. You've got to go and check this because he gets kicked. He gets kicked in the thigh. He gets kicked in the thigh. Here we go. Go and have a look at it, Paul. There you go. He kicks him. He kicks him. This is going to be a penalty. Paul Tierney now going, having a look at the monitor. Jabber, as Barry found out, getting kicked doesn't always get you a pen. Well, I agree. I agree. There's certainly some decisions where Barry should have had a penalty in that game. But here we go. He's at the monitor. And this one's going to be a penalty for Bournemouth, I'm thinking. He kicks it. I just don't see how we're going to... He can't... Listen, he's booked the player for simulation. So he should be going over and saying, definitely, yellow card has to be revoked. But if he revokes the yellow card, then, you know, it's got to be a penalty. That is a penalty, says Jack. I agree. Penalty's going to be rescinded. And Paul Tierney has given Bournemouth a penalty, has he? He's still looking. I don't know why there's such a check. Why is there such a check on it? He kicks him. Clear as day. Here we go. Paul Tierney. He's going to speak to the crowd. Paul Tierney, what are you saying?
After review, the Brighton goalkeeper makes foul contact with the Bournemouth 21. The final decision is rescind the yellow card and a penalty kick.
Final decision, the Brighton goalkeeper makes foul contact with the Bournemouth attacker. Final decision, yellow card rescinded, penalty to Bournemouth. That's definitely a penalty. Graham, he was going down before the touch on his leg. Game's gone. Behave yourself. That is a penalty. And this is coming from someone who wants to see a higher threshold for penalties given. He kicks him. He kicks him. It has to be a penalty. It has to be a penalty. Heavy touch. I don't think he'd have got to it, but still a penalty. He wouldn't have got to it. No, he definitely wouldn't have got to it. It was one of them where whoever got to the ball first, the keeper and the attacker are running towards each other. Whoever gets to that ball first, that's it. They're always going to collide, and they're always going to... Whoever gets the ball, that's it. If the keeper got the ball first, it was never a pen. But he didn't. He came rushing out, got none of the ball, and he has kicked the player. So it has to be a penalty. It has to be a penalty. Foul contact, Adam. Here we go. Tavernier. Marcus Tavernier for Bournemouth to put the Cherries in front. Left-footed up against Bart Verbruggen. Englishman v Dutchman. Left-footed. It's an odd run-up. Oh, it's a great penalty. It's a great penalty, and Marcus Tavernier has put Bournemouth 1-0 in front. There you go. There you go. Mo says after the ball is gone, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Andy says need a Bournemouth win here. Brighton win would put them above us. And Formula Prog says there's a disgrace, never a penalty, you div. Of course it's a penalty. It's a nailed on penalty. Vosh Styler, I want this match to be goals galore. On a Permo, if your team conceded that, you'd be raging. Well, you'd be raging at your keeper. You can't come charging out like that. And also, by the way, that came directly from a Brighton corner. A Brighton corner. Paul Tierney, there you go. And it's been given. Brighton 0, Bournemouth 1. They're in front. We've got a game, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Bournemouth, go on, lad. Might be 2 here. Oh. Hey, we might actually have a game now. They might actually have a game here. Phew. This is crazy. think Hinshelwood's another player that I think, you have to keep an eye on. I think he's a player who eventually gets a move to a top club. Very, very talented player, Jack Hinshelwood. But you know what? Bournemouth, for a team who only have one win in their last 13 games, they are absolutely they're very composed in possession, I'll say that. They've definitely started the game well. And there you go, 1-0 in front. Hürzeler, goals galore, please. It's been a while since we had a match with plenty of goals. And Mick992, how's it going, Key? Good to see you, Mick. Good to see you, mate. Formula Prog says, so soft, mate. It's like when attackers leave a leg out and play on it. Yeah, no, I know, but that's the modern game, innit? That is the modern game. I agree with you. I agree that we want a higher standard for penalties, but that has been given all season. So if you're giving it to everyone else, you've got to give it to Bournemouth here. You have to. Tony says, if the opponent is touched in the box, they go down. Always get given a penalty. Rules are all wrong. Oh, that's great defending, that. Fabulous defending. Who's the number 21 for Bournemouth? Is that Adley or Krupi? Who's number 21? Adley. Did well there. Good defending. It's going to be another corner. Love that. Formula Prog says the ref didn't even see any contact. You could see him leaning in and squinting at the VAR screen. Yeah, but you could see contact. You know there was contact, don't you? Because I saw it. You know there was contact. We all saw the contact. Let's not deny there wasn't any contact. Welsh Wing, did you see Emery slam his side yesterday, Key, saying Villa are not a top 4 side? I haven't. No, I haven't heard that yet. Hey, Jake. Jake's joined the Premier League Day Matchday squad. Fantastic. Great to have you in, Jake. Welcome aboard. Lots of new benefits for members only. Like I said, we're going to be doing our Premier League preview show now, which is only for members every single Friday. That's a members only show. So if you want to watch, be part of the Premier League Dad Members Club. Chance for our post, Brighton. Oh, it's another good save. Another shot on target as well. Jake, who scored it? It was Marcus Tavernier, mate. Nixie says, always find it odd that they never give yellow cards to Verbruggen in this instance if they change the decision. Yeah, I would have thought that as well. He did clean him out, didn't he? D says, crazy penalty decision, stop normalising bad refereeing. That's not bad refereeing. And I would normally agree with you that Paul Tierney is usually one of the ones who does give bad decisions. But no, listen, I absolutely think it was the right decision. In modern day football, that's a penalty. Twisted Fate, Key, I'm still loving life right now. Feels great for United to have actually played well for once. Good, I'm glad, mate. I'm glad you're enjoying it as a United fan, because I don't know if it's going to last very long. So enjoy it while you can. Jabba says Emery's post-match interview was the second best part of that match. Watch his awkward interview on Sky Sports. I'll have a look. Formula Prog says exactly like others said with these decisions, you'll only get more players looking for it and diving. Bad decisions just normalise it. No, but hang on. That isn't a bad decision. That is a decision in line with the rules, and it's also in line with every other decision given this season. I agree with you that we should have a higher threshold for penalties, higher threshold for free kicks, higher threshold for red cards, higher threshold for everything. But we don't. We don't have that. And we started the season, and we were playing now with players going down under such slight contact and getting penalties. He didn't kick him so hard there that he needed to go down, did he? It was a dive. But he does kick him. And because he kicks him and doesn't get any of the ball, it's a penalty. So I agree with you. It was a penalty. Sorry, it was a dive, but it was definitely a penalty. Tony says, yes, Key, there was contact, but not enough. Oh, Evan Nilsson, Bournemouth chance, could be 2. Off the post. Oh, lucky boy. And he is offside, actually, there, Evan Nilsson. Oh, nearly 2-0 Bournemouth. Very nearly 2-0. Jack Play, I can see Brighton equalising. Callum says Hürzeler might... What's that, sorry? Hürzeler might be close to a sack. They've been awful, Brighton, this season. Mate, they're only 5 points off Europe. right now, they're only 5 points off the European place. It's not that far. LFC Bella says, what watch-alongs are you planning to do for the Champions League and Europa League games? If you join the Discord, you can see them. Yeah, if you join the Discord group, the link to the Discord group is in the... In fact, I'll put it in the chat again. I'll put it in the chat, just in case you do want to join. I update the schedule every single week in there, so you can see the next 7 days of fixtures. I will put the link to the Discord, so if you want to join it, you can join the Discord group where we all talk about football. It's very, very new. It is very, very new, so it's going to grow. It's going to be a gradual thing, but get in there, get talking. I'm going to add new little sections and everything as we go. But yeah, get in there and get sharing the latest football news, and we can talk before and after these watch-alongs. Right, invite. Here we go. Invite. Here we go. Right. There you go. That is the Premier League Dad Discord. Go and join it. But tomorrow, just as a heads up, we are doing Inter Milan against Arsenal tomorrow. On Wednesday, I am doing Marseille against Liverpool. I might do Galatasaray against Atletico Madrid, the early game. Thursday, I am doing Aston Villa. Is it Aston Villa Porto? I can't remember who Aston Villa have got. Aston Villa, and then I'm doing Nottingham Forest away at Braga. So 2 watch-alongs on Thursday, maybe 2 on Wednesday before the Liverpool game. Formula Prog, I subscribed anyway, but I still don't agree, pal. Hey, that's fine. That's the beauty of this, what we do here, this community. We all have a laugh and a chat, and I'll say some stuff you don't agree with, and you'll say some stuff I don't agree with, and at the end of it, we can call each other divvies and keep going. Have a laugh. We can have a laugh tomorrow. Bournemouth in the box, pulled back. Got to get it in. Far post. No. Brighton under a lot of pressure here. Tavernier down the right-hand side for Bournemouth. Gets into the box. Pulls it back. No. Twisted Fate says, very backhanded compliment, Key, but I guess it's the best we'll get from a Liverpool fan, so thanks, mate. Jabba says, Tierney, thoughts. What was that, sorry? La Pulga says, another fun fact, Key. Emerson Palmieri is the only man to have won the Champions League, Super Cup, Europa League, Conference League, and the Euros. Really? Tierney thought it was a dive. The video changed his mind. He didn't think it was a pen until he saw the video. And Re777, why the fuck does Lewis Dunk have 9 passes? I'm guessing you've got a bet on, mate. Tim Phillips says, I think the days have gone when Brighton were a selling club. They seem to have moved on, only sell when it suits them. R.E. Pedro last summer, who was unable to hold down a regular spot. You think Brighton being a selling club is long gone? I have to disagree with that. Yeah, I think Belaber is almost certain to go this summer. He threw his toys out last summer that he didn't go. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if he was gone. And I think if there was any real pressure... The problem for Brighton is they're a fabulous team, but I don't think they've got any real standout quality, top quality players that could go and immediately improve like a top 6 side. Belaber is maybe one of the only ones who've got the right profile, the right fit. Hinchelwood could be in time. Possibly this fella as well, Kadioglu in time. Mitoma's kind of past it. He's a little bit too old now. Same with Danny Welbeck. Van Hecker, possibly. Van Hecker's an interesting profile again, but yeah, I don't know. Everyone else, there's not really too many I look at Brighton and think, yeah, top clubs will come and have a look at you. DC says, stop normalising. We need a higher standard, not keep on lowering it. Yeah, but to get the higher standard, there has to be a new season. So you're only going to get the higher standard next season. You can't go half a season with one standard and half a season with a completely different standard. Eccleston Mere. All right, Key lad, have you been banned off the other one over there? No, mate. I'm fully not doing it anymore. I'm not on there anymore. Well, I am on there, but I'll only be sharing occasional clips and maybe going live for different things, not for like games. I'm not doing watch-alongs on TikTok anymore. That's me done on there. No more. Reece says Bournemouth will regret not finding a killer second before half-time here. Well, Brighton have got a free kick. There's just over a minute to go. It's not really within shooting distance. It's going to be floated far post and straight out for a goal kick. Really poor, that. Really poor. Andy, it looks like Callum Wilson is staying at West Ham until the end of the season now. He's due to leave this month, but he's staying now. I imagine that's due to the goal. Baleba coming to United says Twisted Fate. I think he will do as well, mate, yeah. And Wanderless says, I was looking at Brighton before. Mitoma's been there for a while. Good player, Mitoma. Just again, he's a little bit past the profile for a certain... yeah, he is a little bit past it, really, for a top club to come in for him. Eccleston May, so we have to come here to see you. But yeah, if you want to... Listen, I'll be live here every day, mate. You know that. But otherwise, you might just have to see if we bump into each other again at the barbers. But other than that, mate, there's not really a chance of me going back on TikTok anytime soon. I can do. It's just a pain in the arse. And I've just decided I can't be bothered. You get banned every 72 hours. It's just annoying. And it's more work than is necessary for me. Tiaba says, crowd sarcastically clap for the ref's yellow card to every last one of them. And Lapulga, Minter should be picked up by a top club. Bournemouth, far post header. Oh, should have been 2 from Evan Nilsson. Bournemouth have battered these first half. They really have battered these first half. Not only have they had the goal, but they've hit the post. They've had a couple of chances now where they probably could have killed the game off. And I think that might be something they regret. Eccleston Mere, you seem to be doing well on here, pal. Yeah, it's not been too bad, actually. Yeah, it's been quite good. But certainly had a busy month. We did nearly 250,000 views. Well, actually, no. Did more than 250,000 views. How many did we do? Nearly 300. Yeah, 300,000 plus yesterday we did. Over 250,000. Nearly on for 2 million as well in January. 2 million views in January. Potentially another... I think we'll be on for about 4,000 or 5,000 subs in January alone. It's good. Positive. Growing. Rube says, hey, stop dissing the Japanese Messi. Thanks. The Japanese Messi. Chance. Welbeck, what is the keeper doing? Petrovic comes out, gets a little bit on it. There's 5 minutes left of injury time. Van Hecker all the way back. It's feeling a little bit, not quite like a basketball game, but it feels like teams are having 2-3 minutes of sustained pressure and then letting the other one have a go. It's like a little bit of a boxing match, I guess. Like, I'll have a go at you, and then I'm knackered, so you have a go at me. So they just keep dropping. Like, Bournemouth are dropping 10 yards, and they've got everyone behind the ball. But when they win it back, they're keeping hold of it. And then they're going having a go. It does feel like both teams are going punch for punch here. Eccleston Mere, have I joined? You've not joined the members club. If you want to join, we're doing members only videos, mate. If you want to join the members club, but no, you're not. You're a subscriber, I believe. I don't know. I can't see. I hope so. The AFCON final did 249k. 289k on its own, mate. 289. On a permo, I see Senegal are going to be facing repercussions for walking off the field last night. Do you know what, though? I'm not being funny. Did you see the behaviour of what Morocco were doing? There was ball boys wrestling actual footballers, trying to get towels off him. Yevhen Diouf, the goalkeeper, the backup goalkeeper for Senegal, he plays for Nice, and he was stood behind the goal with a towel, just making sure, because every time, what was happening, they were putting a towel behind the goal, and the ball boys were grabbing the towel and running off with it. So that when Edouard Mendy, the Senegal goalkeeper, when he was going for like dry his hands, because it was pissing it down, he was drying his gloves on the towel. And when he came over to get his towel, it was always gone. So they kept having to bring new towels over from the Senegal bench. And every time, like, he'd dry his hands, then he'd go over, he'd go and, like, get back in goal and wait for the next bit of action. They'd walk over and take it. So in the end, they ended up man-marking the towel. They ended up putting Yevhen Diouf, the backup Senegal goalkeeper, stood behind the goal, guarding this towel, and there was literally ball boys trying to snatch it out of his hand and chasing him. It was mad. Absolutely mad. LFC Bella, I've joined the Discord. Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank you very much. That backhanded compliment. Tim Phillips says, Baleba is a good example. He hasn't really been doing it this season. If Brighton do sell, it'll be on their terms. He's on a long contract and Brighton are under no pressure to sell. See, again, I disagree with that, mate. I think players hold a lot more power these days. And I think, put it this way, right? Do you think Baleba is worth more this summer than he was last? Because I don't. I think Baleba's value has gone a lot less because of the fact that I think if they'd have sold him last summer, there was talk of 100 million, wasn't there? Was it even last summer or was it January? I can't remember. Either way, United were talking 100 million for Baleba. And in the end, Brighton turned it down because the deal didn't suit them or whatever. I think maybe it was too late in the window or whatever. But yeah, they turned it down. And Baleba, it was summer, wasn't it? It was this summer. The season had already started, but it was this summer because Baleba threw his toys out the pram against Everton. Here's Bournemouth down the left-hand side. Krupi, Tavernier, back to Scott, and I think they're just going to hold it now until half-time. Yeah, there's absolutely no way that Baleba is worth more now than he was last summer, or even the same, in my opinion. Tim, can you honestly see any Brighton player leaving to join Forest? Probably not any. No, I can't really see it. As in, I wouldn't say Forest is a step up from Brighton. No. Can Brighton make a goal? Says Glendale. I mean, it's half time. It is half time now that we have just finished the game, or the first half rather, is over. So it is half time here at the Amex. Brighton 0, Bournemouth 1. I'm not really sure why they're all surrounding the referee. It was quite clear for me. That was a very clear penalty. Adam says, Baleba, they'll be lucky to get 50 for him now. Debbie's a pathetic half from Brighton. 3 subs needed at half time. Who would you want to bring on? If you're a Brighton, if you're Fabian Hürzeler, who would you be bringing on at half time to change this game, to influence it? Dreadful half. Usman says, no, Brighton cannot score today. Bournemouth will win. How's your bets going, Finners? So, I'll tell you, Matty, let's have a look. My bets. Here we go. So, I have not quite got both teams to score, but how are we doing for shots on target? I bet we're not too far off with shots on target. 5. 5 shots on target, 7 corners. That's all right, isn't it? We only need 10 in each. There's been 5 shots on target and 7 corners. So I need 10 corners and 10 shots on target. I think that's still doable. We've not got Bournemouth. I've got Brighton or draw, though. Yeah, that might be a pain in the ass. Evan Ilson's had a shot on target. So I need a Danny Welbeck shot on target. Yeah. Yeah, that's my bet anyway. So go and check it out. Go and get it yourself, by the way. If you haven't yet, you can go and get your £30 in free bets, courtesy of our sponsors, Midnight. Midnight, our sponsor in Premier League, Dad. So if you want to go and get yourself 30 quid in free bets, go and click the link in the description or the pinned comment in the chat. It's right at the very top of the chat. You can go and click that link. It will take you to my Premier League Dad link where you'll get 30 quid for depositing £10 and you can bet on this game if you so wish. That's my bet. I think I'll win 50 quid tonight on that one. Life of Justin says Baleba max 65 to 70 mil this summer. I think about 70 to 80. I certainly don't think he's the £100 million player that they probably would have got last summer. Debbie says Baleba, Ayari for sure needed at half time. Tim Phillips says, I agree, his value's gone down, but Brighton's still asking 80-ish. I would guess at around 75 plus add-ons. So here's the question. You say they're under no pressure to sell. surely that would fly in the face of that logic, because again, Baleba really wanted to go last summer. His performances have been very poor subsequently. United would have paid 100 million for him in the summer, certainly there or thereabouts. Now his value is closer to maybe 70, maybe 75, right? So that is not suiting Brighton. Yes, they've got an extra year out of him, but his performances have dipped. Because his performances have dipped, his value has dipped. If they said, well, we'll hang on to you then. Yeah, we'll keep hold of you. We'll keep hold of him. What's he going to play like next year? He'll throw his toys out the pram again. So he won't play well next year, and then his value goes down again. So for me, I just don't see a world where Baleba stays. I think Brighton are under pressure to sell, and I think they're under pressure to get as much money as they possibly can for him. But again, that is to each their own. That's your opinion. Absolutely no problem with that. Andy says United are in for him this summer. Andy's already agreed personal terms with us in the summer. Just gone. It's working things out with Brighton now. Debbie says Minter, Ayari and Baleba should be coming on for Brighton at half-time. Really disappointed with that first half, Debbie. Life of Justice says Baleba will likely join United. It's the club he wants, but will be a much cheaper price than they wanted last summer. Jake, what are your thoughts on the AFCON final yesterday? It was crazy, wasn't it? It was mad. Absolute madness. And what a goal to win it, though. I am glad Senegal won it. I'm really glad Senegal won it. I wanted Senegal to win it, and I thought the behaviour of Morocco throughout was really poor, to be honest. The way they behaved throughout the game, I thought was really poor. Certainly the ball boys and stuff as well. And they had the sub-goalkeeper as well, sort of, and Hakimi. Hakimi was a bit of a shitbag as well. There's a few things I didn't like from Morocco in that game. So yeah, Senegal winning it for me made a lot of sense. The Pulga says Baleba for 75 is much worse of a deal than Wharton for the same price. Apparently Wharton has got a gentleman's agreement with Crystal Palace that he'll go for 65. How true that is, I don't know. Wally says Key, who is the only player to score the opening goal of a Prem season on more than one occasion? The opening goal? Is it one of them? Is it like a trick question? Own goal? Is it something like that? The opening goal of the season on more than one occasion. Well, we know Mo Salah has scored. Mo Salah's got the record for most opening day goals. So by sheer, process of elimination, I guess, or logic numbers, I will go with Salah. But I don't necessarily think it is Salah. I can only really remember him scoring the opening goal for Liverpool. He scored the opening goal for Liverpool against... Oh, who did we play opening day not that long ago? No. Oh, I don't know. I'm struggling. Finners, how did no one get sent off in the AFCON final? I mean... What is this? Sorry to jump in. I agree, how did no one get sent off? Why is the manager with 10 minutes, whatever, left of the half-time interval? Why is he giving a fucking interview to Sky? That is crazy. La Pulga, Salah's done it twice in 19 and 20. Both right. Nice. I love that. Good question. I did have a half-time quiz. So we could do it. I'll hang on a second. Let's just catch up with the comments. So I was speaking to my ex, who is Nigerian, and he watched the game cheering on Senegal. Even he said that that would never happen in Europe. Yeah, no, I've never known literally ball boys tackling professional footballers in a major international final. Wally, it's Alexander Lacazette in 2018 and then in 2021. Oh, maybe that could also be true. Yeah, I remember him scoring. Was one of them against Norwich? Or it was a newly promoted side, wasn't it? I'm sure Arsenal played on the opening day. Life of Justin Tim, the Baleba camp was telling Fabrizio he wants United, go back and check. What did Tim say? Sorry, I forgot. I didn't see Tim's comment. Sorry, Tim. He's never said he wants to join United. Well, not in the Brighton press. He's never thrown his toys out the pram, has he? He's just a young player and they have good and bad seasons. Oh, no. See, fair enough. I'll agree with you. Maybe he hasn't come out and said, I want to go to United. Maybe he's not said it in so many words. But I saw somewhere the other day, I don't know how accurate this is, but I saw somewhere the other day that Baleba is the most substituted player at half-time in the Premier League. How accurate that is, I don't know, but I think that screams volumes for where he is. He's one of Brighton's most important players, but quite frequently he's not turning up. It reminds me a little bit of, sort of like Alexis McAllister is for us this season in many ways. Against Everton, I remember it was just after the window closed. Brighton went away and played Everton at the Hill Dickinson Stadium, and oh my God, Baleba was he was dreadful. He was absolutely diabolical. I can't tell you how bad he was. And he got hauled off the pitch at half-time by Hürzeler. Hauled off the pitch. Brighton somehow recovered and actually made something of a game of that. And you could just see him sulking on the bench. I thought he was really poor that game. Not only poor, but actually you could tell his heart wasn't in it. Nitzy says Morocco won first play of the tournament. Baffling. Adam Wharton leaves Palace in the summer, do you think, Key? Yes, absolutely. Debbie says, I got Brighton over 1.5 goals. Not getting there, is it? Oh, I don't know, Debbie. Listen, I've got both teams to score. Certainly a chance. There's certainly a chance. Adam, hate this halftime interviewing players and managers. It's proper American sports. Carry on. Agree with that. Creed, how's it going, mate? Bournemouth are the better team at the moment. Hey, y'all. Good to see you, Creed. Wally says Lacazette did it against Leicester. 4-3 on his debut and then 3-0 against Fulham 3 seasons later. Life of Justin Key, Mainu and Wharton doesn't work in the same midfield together. It would be a disaster in my point of view. I'd like to see Wharton come to Liverpool. He's the one I'm looking for, but I think something tells me Arne Slot is looking for more of a destroyer type. You know, more of maybe a Kante, a Fabinho type player. Maybe Elliot Anderson could be a good fit for Liverpool. Elliot Anderson might be one. Does Mateta go to Juventus? I think so, yeah. And Wally says Salah is the wrong answer. He scored in the opening nights of 2019, 20 and 25, 26, but neither were the first goal of the game. Okay. So there you go. Lacazette it is then. Finners says they do the interviews as soon as they get in the tunnel before they do their team talk. Ah, so they just played it later. Fair enough. That makes sense then. Right, should we do our little halftime quiz? We could do our little halftime quiz. Right, so, halftime quiz, here we go. Halftime quiz. Don't think Slot will be there, to be honest, Key. Oh, actually, I disagree, mate. I think Slot has to stay. I'll be devastated if Arne Slot doesn't stay. Absolutely devastated if he doesn't stay. Right, so, halftime quiz. Get your answers in the chat if you fancy playing along. We are going to be doing, based on the fact that Brighton... I always try and link the theme of the quiz to the game that we're watching somehow, and this is maybe a bit more of a tenuous link, but hopefully you'll think it's not too tenuous. Brighton's back four tonight is largely Dutch. We've got Veltman, Verbruggen, and who's the other one? Van Hecker. Van Hecker, Verbruggen and Veltman. 3 of Brighton's back 5 are Dutch. So with that, we're going for the Dutch connection. So I want you to tell me, if you can, in the chat, get your answers in, type away, get your guesses in. The top 10 goal scorers, top 10 Dutch goal scorers in Premier League history. Get your answers in the chat. Top 10. Oh, do you know what? No, we'll do the top 15. Bugger it. We'll make it more difficult. We'll make it more difficult. Just for a laugh. the top 15 Dutch goal scorers in Premier League history. Get your answers in. Nathan Ake. Nathan Ake is not in the top 15. No, Van Basten. Van Persie is correct. Yeah, Robin Van Persie is top of the list. Robin Van Persie got 144 Premier League goals. Bergkamp, yeah, Bergkamp is 4th. Ruud van Nistelrooy, yeah, he is 3rd. Donny van der Beek's not there, no. Robin van Persie, Bergkamp, Dirk Kuyt, Adam Campbell, correct. Dirk Kuyt is in there. Dirk Kuyt is 5th. So you've got Van Persie 1st, 3rd is Ruud van Nistelrooy, 4th is Dennis Bergkamp, the non-flying Dutchman, and 5th is Dirk Kuyt. La Pulga, Gakpo. Cody Gakpo is the 6th highest scoring Dutchman of all time in Premier League history. Cody Gakpo, there you go. Not Ruud Gullit, not Arjen Robben. No, Arjen Robben was only in the Prem a very short space of time. As was Ruud Gullit as well, yeah. So yeah, not Ruud Gullit. Gini Wijnaldum, Matty, yeah. Gini Wijnaldum is 7th. Who else? Overmars, he is 8th. You're going down the list here. This is fantastic. Not Anthony Malambo, not Van Bronckhorst, not Ryan Babel. Who else? Not Wout Weghorst. Brian Roy, 3-star. There you go. Nottingham Forest star Dutchman, number 11 in the list. Brian Roy. Not Weghorst, not Van Hecker. Virgil van Dijk. Yeah, Virgil van Dijk is 9th in the list. Still nobody's got 2nd in the list. So we've got Van Persie at 1. 3 is Van Nistelrooy. So someone who scored more than Van Nistelrooy in the Prem. Think about that. 4 is Bergkamp. 5th is Kuyt. 6th is Cody Gakpo. 7th, Gini Wijnaldum. 8th, Overmars. 9th, Virgil van Dijk. Defender in the top 10. What a centre-back, though. Van der Vaart is correct. Yeah, number 10, Raphael van der Vaart. Very, very true. Not Jurien Timber. No. Not Memphis Depay. No Nonsense Wrestling. Hasselbank. Jimmy Floyd. There he is. Jimmy Floyd is 2nd. 2nd in the list is Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Pierre Van Hooijdonk. No, Van Hooijdonk is not there. We're missing 12, 13... 14 and 15. Hang on a minute. Who was 13 again? Come on, Key. Sort your life out. Yeah, no. So I need 12, 13, 14 and 15. And we're about to kick off here, so you've not got long. Gravenberch isn't right, but Zenden is. Zenden is 15th. Bodewijn Zenden. Bolo Zenden to his friends. Not Robin. Justin Kluivert is correct. He's playing tonight. Justin Kluivert, 12th on the list. You've got 2 others to get. 2 others. Can you get him? Not Van der Ven. No, not Van der Ven. Big Fulham, Collins John. Yeah, Collins John, he's 14th. 14th. 13th is a defender, believe it or not. A wing-back or a full-back. Full-back/wing-back. Played for a few Premier League clubs. Not Patrick Kluivert. No, famously not a full-back him. Right, 45, 13, 14, 15. Right, there you go. We're off. Clock's underway. It's not Babel. No subs at half-time. No, not Yap Stam. Not Yip Yap Stam. Yip Yap Stam is a big Dutchman. Yeah, it's not him. It's not Daley Blind. Van Aanholt. There you go, Welsh wing. You've got it. Yeah, Patrick Van Aanholt is the 13th top goal scorer. Top Dutch goal scorer in Premier League history. So there you go. That was our little half-time quiz. We're back underway for the second half now. Still no subs for either Brighton or Bournemouth. But, yeah, there's plenty of players there itching to come on. You can see, I think Ryan Christie would make a real good sub for Bournemouth if they're trying to close the game out. But, yeah, they are your quintessential quirky Seedorf. Yeah, not Seedorf. Sadly, never saw him in the Premier League. Would have loved to see Seedorf in the Prem. But yeah, just a recap. The top 15 was number 15, Bolo Zenden. He got 19 Premier League goals. Collins John, 14th with 20. Patrick Van Aanholt, 13th with 21. Kluivert, Justin Kluivert, that is. Bournemouth's Justin Kluivert with 21 as well. 11th was Brian Roy, formerly of Nottingham Forest. He got 24, as did number 10, Rafael van der Vaart, formerly of Spurs and Real Madrid and Ajax. Bounced around a little bit, Van der Vaart, didn't he? Virgil van Dijk has got 25 Premier League goals in 323 appearances for Liverpool and Southampton, of course. Mark Overmars was 8th with 25 as well. Gini Wijnaldum, 27 goals. Cody Gakpo, 30 goals. Dirk Kuyt, 51. Dennis Bergkamp, 87. Ruud van Nistelrooy, 95. Hard to believe Ruud van Nistelrooy never got 100 Prem goals. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, 127. And Robin van Persie, 144. If someone said to me Ruud van Nistelrooy wasn't in the 100 club in the Premier League, I'd have said you were mad. I'd have said you were absolutely mad. Not a pen for me, says Liam Manning. You are crazy, mate. I think it was a certain penalty. If you're new around here, by the way, sorry, let me take the banner down. If you're new around here, make sure you've done 2 things for me. Please click the like button and also please subscribe. We're live every single day watching games of football. We're live tomorrow for Inter Milan against Arsenal. We're live on Wednesday for Marseille v Liverpool. Thursday, we're doing the Europa League games. Friday, we've got West Brom in the Championship again. I think it's Derby County against West Brom. Enemy of 322 says, do you still think Brighton win this? I've got Brighton or draw, mate, yeah. I've got Brighton or draw on the bet. So yeah, there you go. I have got Brighton or draw. I think they will. They're in though, Bournemouth. Yeah, I need Brighton or draw. I could do with a Brighton goal at the very least. Rubes, I've got a question about YouTube and going on camera. How do you get over the shyness? I don't know. Strike from Bournemouth. Oh, unlucky. Mitoma very nearly put it in the postage stamp. Very nearly 1-1. Lapulga Key had a question. Where's Jordi Cruyff ranking this? Jordi Cruyff? Jordi Cruyff, I don't think he got any goals for United, did he? I don't think he got any. Oh, I tell a lie. 24th, he got 8. 8 Premier League goals, Jordi Cruyff. That's news to me. 8 Premier League goals in 34 appearances. Do you know what? Maybe Jordi Cruyff has been sort of done dirty by history there. Because, again, 8 in 34 is a thoroughly respectable number, I think, for an attacking midfielder who was still relatively young at United. Admittedly, he was in a good side, but he actually got 8 Premier League goals and an assist in 34 games. That's, 1 in 3.5. That's all right. He wasn't terrible. But yeah, how do I get over the going on camera thing? I don't know. I haven't got an answer for you, mate. I really wish I did. You just do it, and what's the worst that can happen? Genuinely, what is the worst that can happen? At the end of the day, everyone that I'm speaking ultimately. You're looking at me and I'm looking at a camera, right? But ultimately, we're all people. Everyone I'm talking to is a person with family and hang-ups and insecurities and, I'm a bit, have I got something on my face, or is my eyes too far apart, or are my eyes too close together, or is my hair a bit funny, am I bald, have I got funny teeth, am I too fat, am I too thin, am I too pale, am I too dark, I don't know, everyone's got that sort of stuff, and you either say, fuck it, I'm just going to keep doing what I want to do, and just life's what it is, or you let that control you. You're only here for a very short while, mate. You're only here for a very short while. I would say if you want to get on YouTube, you go and do it. Go and do it. Do whatever you want to do. Welsh Wing says, okay, I've got a new one. You can do a free-for-all. Can you name the seasons where the current Prem clubs had their highest and lowest scoring seasons? Sweet Lord, Welsh Wing. Sweet Lord. Let me write that down. Highest and lowest scoring seasons. Do you know what? I'll be honest. I think I'm on to a losing start there straight away. I genuinely couldn't tell you. Finners, why haven't you got the chat on screen tonight? It just on and off. It just comes on and off, to be honest, when I'm changing things around. Eccleston Mere got the missus to subscribe. Hey, thank you very much for that. It's very kind of you. Adam, I go live on TikTok, Rubes. You're only talking to a camera. I used to be shy. You get used to it pretty quickly. again, it's just you just got to decide whether you care about what some stranger on the internet says about you. Are you that bothered? If you are, don't do it. And that's not me like having a go at you or saying you're weak or you're silly if you are bothered. I'm not saying that at all. But if you are bothered by it, if it's going to really bother you by what some stranger on the internet says, this ain't for you. Because I'm telling you, they'll say the worst possible things. Things you never thought you were insecure about. Things you never really thought. Like everyone knows. You know, I'm sure everyone's got little things they think about. Oh, I wish that was a bit better, or I wish that was a bit whatever. There's no, honestly, the amount of things, the amount of stick you get. It's either water off a duck's back and you don't care, which I'll be honest, it doesn't get to me. But if it does for some people, then just that's what I promise you, it's not for you. It's very. It's not. See, I wake up in the morning, I look at the cards. Some of them actually make me laugh. I have a bit of a chuckle with them. Twisted said, you should never care what people say about your appearance. If we did, we'd never actually achieve what we want to in life. And I am Sofa. Who do you think is winning the Premier League? I think Arsenal. Yeah, I think Arsenal. Welsh Wing, okay, well, Liverpool's highest was 101 goals in one season, Key. Can you name which one? 101. Probably Klopp's 18-19, just before we won it, I would guess. Yeah, maybe 18-19. Here's Brighton down the left-hand side. Mitoma. It's going to be a corner to Brighton. Corner to Brighton. Chevy, top of the league. Whoop, whoop. Or Chevy, our Coventry fan. Yeah, great to see Coventry doing well in the league, aren't they, mate? Fantastic to see Coventry flying. Welsh Wing says, nope, not 18-19. Maybe 16-17 then, the year Salah came in. Possibly 16-17 with Salah and Coutinho and that, maybe. Good question, that. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. It's going to be another corner. I think I've won the corner now here. I've won the corner count. Creed, I've been called all sorts on Twitch. You just realise it's people who clearly don't have enough happiness in their life. Well, there's that. There's certainly that. Van Hecker's gone down here, and there's all sorts kicking off here. I think Fabian Hürzeler's screaming for a potential red card. Maybe even a potential penalty. Van Hecker's gone down with a... Let's see. What's happened here? There was a jostle on the far post. I mean, do you know what? It's not a penalty, that. Nah, that's not a penalty. That's not a penalty. It's not 16-17. Finner says, would you take Saka to the World Cup? Personally, I wouldn't rate him. Oh, no, I have to. I absolutely have to take Saka, but I don't think I'd start him. Chevy, do you think the way Mo Salah handled himself was okay, or do you think he was out of line? He was out of line. 100% out of line. Welsh Wing, he shoves him in the back. Nah, he didn't shove him in the back there. I disagree. I have to disagree there. Van Hecker now. Near post. Mitoma. Dunk. He's going to go behind for a goal kick. Twisted Fate, I know ours was like 97 goals in the 90s, I think it was. Yeah, was it the Rodgers one? Did we answer that? Someone said it might have been the year Rodgers did well. Now that could be a penalty. Again, I don't want to see a penalty given there because his hand's like here. But Senesi, don't think there's going to be a check. Yeah, check over. There was a check, but it's not a penalty. No penalty to Brighton. Adam thought it might have been under Rodgers. Yeah, serious goals between SAS. Reece says, did you see that the Senegal's second choice keeper? Yeah, we watched that one. Yeah, crazy, wasn't it? Yeven Diouf from Nice. It was 13-14, yes. There you go. Yeah, Rodgers season. Good answer, that. Good answer. Adam Campbell, well done. Chevy says, if United finish higher than Liverpool, is that a stackable offence for slots? I wouldn't say it's stackable, no. That's not the word I would use. And nor would I say it's sackable. But, no, United aren't going to finish above Liverpool. Tim Phillips, I'm listening to this in Thailand. 415. Lots of us Brighton fans out here go to the local Seagulls bar in Pattaya. Is it Pattaya or Pattaya? I'm not sure. My father-in-law, he really wants to get out there, Tim. He's looking to get out there. I think he's looking at various places. But we've talked about Hua Hin and places like that where there's a lot of expats. Lots of nice places for expats in and around Thailand. Beautiful part of the world. Welsh Wing Arsenal's highest scoring season was 95 in 23-24. Good ball in from the left-hand side, but Petrovic claims it. Still 1-0. I'm desperate. How many shots on target have we had at this point? It can't be too many now. Surely we're not far off 10. Still 5. We've had 10 corners, so that's 1. I've got that. That's bagged. That's in the box. Evan Nilsson's had a shot on target. Hinchelwood has had a foul. I need a Veltman foul. A Veltman foul, a Danny Welbeck shot on target, and plenty more shots on target. Plus a Brighton goal. Only memes is Brighton goal coming. Hopefully so, yeah. I don't think it's Pattaya. It's pronounced, could be wrong. Oh yes, I need to get over to Pattaya. Get up, mush. Rubes, the women are something extra in Thailand, I've heard. You've heard, as long as you only heard. Have you heard? Is that all it is? You've heard. Hey, whatever you get up to in your own hotel room in Pattaya is your own business. Nothing to do with me, mate. Hürzeler yellow. 3 stars says you need to get more Seagull fans on the stream, mate. More the merrier. Do you know what, eh? I'll say this, Rubes. Some lad you put a comment on. Some lad, you'd put a comment on a Simon Squibb post. I don't know if you remember doing it, but you put a comment on a Simon Squibb post. Some lad saying he wanted to be a football content creator. And you said, go and have a chat to Key. Go and have a chat to Key Thomas. He's a closet Everton fan, but he might help you. And I got a message from him this morning. He's a really nice lad, actually, and I'm certainly not a mentor to anyone, but yeah, he's a nice lad. But yeah, I saw he said yeah, I got this guy. He'd tagged me. I'd put a comment on a Simon Squibb post where they asked like, "What's your dream?" And he said, "I want to be a football content creator. I want to talk football for a living." And you'd replied to that comment and said, "Talk to Keith Thomas, the closet Everton fan." He was a really nice lad. Debbie, where are the Brighton subs? I agree, Debbie. I absolutely agree. Tim Phillips says, yeah, Thailand's a great place. It's 4:20 in the morning and 25 degrees. It's a bit too much for me, that. I'm too soft when it comes to heat. I need it just nice, just right. 25, certainly in the morning. I can't sleep unless it's like a nice even 18, something like that, 18, 19, cool. Jabbertwari says, Seagulls are sounding more and more aggrieved. Andy says, Key, I've seen on X Twitter, Man United are apparently looking at James Garner. That wouldn't be a surprise at all. Yeah, that really wouldn't be a surprise at all. Joe says, sorry for nagging, but has Football Chat Uncensored got back to you, pal? I don't think... I've not messaged all of them, mate. I really have. I literally got a list yesterday of... Christ. There's must have been 20 names that people gave me in the chat. So I've just kind of started working with... I reckon I've done maybe 5. I reckon I've messaged 5 or 6. So I've not like fully gone in. I have loads to do today. But my plan is to start reaching out to them. So I don't believe he has, or they have. But I absolutely will. I absolutely will contact him. Ethan, Southampton are going down to League One. And Jabba says, whenever the match, Key always favours the team in blue. It's coincidence, that, mate. It's pure coincidence. Debbie, the Brighton manager, is clueless. The hidden boy. Hi, Key. How's it going, mate? Good to see you. Jabba says United can look at Garner all they want, just as long as they don't touch him. Right, Minter about to come on for Brighton. Here we go. Fabian Hürzeler making 3 changes. Not 1, not 2, but 3. Baleba is coming on. Minter is coming on. And Jorginho Rutter is coming on. So, changes forthcoming for the Seagulls. You asked for them, Debbie, and you're about to get them. 3 changes afoot. And they need him, to be honest. The magic 60-minute mark, isn't it? As soon as the timer hits the 60-minute mark, managers are like, right, I've given 15 minutes after half-time. It still hasn't changed. Now we need to get some shit happening. Wanderless, if you don't mind me asking, who's on your list, Key? So, to be honest, I can go through the full list, but I would say, if there's one that you think... I'll ask the question again, right? I am trying to reach out to as many, maybe not as many, I'm trying to find a select few football content creators that would be interested in working with me on a show, I guess, on a Premier League panel style show where we talk football, but not just about the big 6. I feel sort of aggrieved, even as a Liverpool fan, I feel aggrieved that most of the Premier League sort of podcasts focus quite heavily on City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, United. You know, it's always on the big teams. And there's like 14, 15 other teams in the league who all have absolute merit and all, have massive stories centred around them. And it's, I feel like the stories across the Premier League, if you look closely enough, but the top 6 is where the views are. So naturally, that's where the podcasts are. But I'd love to just have a general sort of Premier League podcast or a Premier League panel show on YouTube that we can do. And I was asking people in the chat, who are your favourite football content creators? Who would you like to see maybe me arguing with? Who would you like to see me having a pop at? Or them having a pop at me, if you don't like me? Hidden Boy says, Matoma has been awful this season. Reece says James Alcott would be class, I reckon. Well, I was going to say, I think James Alcott's the... I think if I reached out to James Alcott, I'm pretty sure the answer would be, listen, come back when you've got, 100,000 subs. Maybe we can have a chat then. La Pulga, expressions oozing would be unrealistic, but what a character to have. Okay, hey, expressions, hey, let's go big, let's aim big. I'll message Goldbridge, I'll message them all. Why not? Rube says, if you need a Brighton fan. Joe says, True Geordie. Dave the Rave. Blue Boys Network, of course, yep. We've got Blue Boys Network. Or not got them, but I've got them on the list. Finners, Rory Talks Football. True Geordie. La Pulga, Oozing is good, funny guy. Yeah, listen, I'll be having a chat to a few of them if they want to have a chat with me anyway. If they don't, maybe I get passed to the publicist. We don't talk to just anyone. Reece Troops would be a good one, Key. No, because I think everyone did pull the reel or the clip of me doing bloody Obama what? Joe says, get Fenners on from Soccer AM. Fenners is doing loads of other stuff at the minute, though, isn't he? Right, Rutter, Baleba and Minter coming on. Gruder's gone off. Who else is coming off for Brighton? Minter for Gruder. Baleba coming on for Hinchelwood. And Rutter about to come on for... Who's Rutter coming on for? 25, don't be Veltman, Gomez. Yeah, that makes sense. Like that. Jabba says Blue Boys Network would be likely. I think the problem is with the Blue Boys Network is if I said to those guys, listen, what do you think? Do you want to do a collab or something? It would have to be for the Merseyside derby, wouldn't it? It would have to be. That's the only time we'd ever really do something like that, I would imagine. Because theirs is very Everton-centric, and yeah, I don't know. I'll certainly have a chat. Certainly have a chat. Tim says, Brighton have been so up and down this season. Last week we drew away at City and then beat United away in the Cup with what was really a second team. 6 changes. Fabulous performance that. We did that game on this channel as well, mate. Yeah. Really, really good game. Joe Key, could we get great age back, but on Premier League dad? Great age? Oh. Great age. How long have you been married? It'll never last. Jabba says, regarding Ghana or any other quality player we have, I just put £100 million price tag on them. I think the problem with that is if if James Garner seriously felt Manchester United were interested in taking him back and him being a starter for them, I think he would be very interested in leaving Everton to go back to Manchester United and be a regular there. And as a result, I think it wouldn't matter what price tag you put on him because there would be pressure from the player. That's just how it is in modern football now. Angry change. Liam Manning, are Spurs in danger of going down? Not for me. No, not for me. Creed says Benjamin Bloom is classmate. Well, Benjamin Bloom's very heavy championship content, isn't he? So maybe less so Premier League. But yeah, I certainly get that he's very, very good, very talented at what he does. Twisted Fate, honestly, I think if we had Carrick against Brighton, we would have won that game. He gets the team doing the basics, which we've cried for many years. Oh, don't be booing Michelle. I'm not. I just think that's what would happen. Surely it would. I think the same with Branthwaite to a degree. Branthwaite was very, very keen on leaving Everton. And you know, I think if he hadn't got injured, he probably already would have left by now. And he'd have a big decision to make if United did come calling. That's it. And it's just... And again, I don't think Everton could command £100 million. Realistically, like, if you're going to have a meeting... Like, they either say he's not for sale at any price and United walk away, in which case the player's like, well, hang on a minute. He would be upset with that. Or... a realistic valuation for James Garner is probably 60 million. It's probably about the 60 million mark, maybe even 50 million. He's a cheap alternative to an Elliot Anderson. He doesn't score enough, doesn't assist enough really, but he's a very talented player. Brighton with a strike over the bar. It's a corner. Matas B might be another pot. I've heard, yeah, Matas B as well. In fact, I've got him on the list. There you go. He was the one at the bottom. Not at the bottom in order. I'll just say that I've got a long list of people that people said, Key, you should probably reach out and have a chat with these. I wonder how many players really want the United drama. Again, that's all. Yeah, that's also a fair comment. Very fair comment. Finners Matty, would you take Wharton at Liverpool? I would. Yeah, I'd love Adam Wharton at Liverpool. I think he would be a perfect replacement for Alexis McAllister. I really hope we sell Alexis McAllister this summer. But I think Liverpool, genuinely, I think we need 2 or 3. We need 2 or 3 faces in that midfield if we're going to get anywhere close to challenging again. And that was always the case. Endo's going to go. I think McAllister should go. We just don't really have the depth. We have basically 4 midfielders. That's it. Twisted Faces, Everton only paid a max 15 million for Garner. They would take a massive profit off him if we wanted him back. That's it. It'd be like 50 million quid, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay, Adam Smith coming on for Tavernier. A couple of changes for Bournemouth now. I think just to shore things up, they're bringing on a fullback for a winger. So Adam Smith coming back in. And also, as I said earlier, Ryan Christie. Ryan Christie runs for days. He's coming on for Krupi. So Tavernier, fast, high-flying winger. He's off for Smith, who will just go in and make that a back 5 now for Bournemouth, won't he? And then you've got Ryan Christie coming on for Krupi. Krupi was more of a inside forward attacking player for Krupi. He's just been booked for going off slowly. But Ryan Christie coming on now. Ryan Christie, a very energetic, leggy Scottish midfielder. And he will be definitely going the World Cup. Definitely. Rubes, McAllister to Brighton again. You can have him. You can have him with pleasure. With our thanks. Take him. Quite happily. Tim Phillips, somebody asked if Brighton still had a good scouting team. We signed 2 Turkish teenagers for 50 mil this season. Both have done really well and look good. One had a bad knee injury as well. Who was the other Turkish player Brighton signed? I know you signed Kadioglu, but who was the other player you signed? I'm trying to think of Şalalampos, who you signed up front, but I was unaware of another Turkish player. Who's the other Turkish player you signed? What? I'm surprised we've not seen more of Watson, to be honest. Kadioglu was last summer. Let's see. Transfers. In was Ferdi Kadioglu. Yeah, he's the only Turk you've signed, mate, in the last 12 months, 18 months. Maybe Kostoulas and Seamas, yeah. Seamas is very good. Seamas is Stefanos Seamas is one that Liverpool were looking at as well. Kostoulas could well be, but yeah, Seamas from Nuremberg, he was absolutely fantastic. Tim, not Turkish, Greek. It's getting late. I was going to say, you're getting on for the early morning hours now. Nearly 5 o'clock, for God's sake. We'll cut you some slack. Get tubes on. I'm so sick. Yeah, let's get tubes on. Hi, Cherry, mate. Lots of love, Joe Story. Right, we've got 15, 20 minutes left here at the Amex. Bournemouth 1-0 in front. I don't think Brighton are... Oh, that's a really good piece of play from Minter. Oh, unlucky. It's gone all the way through here to Verbruggen. Oh, sorry, to Petrovic. Lapulga, who would be your ideal but realistic Salah replacement, mate? Elise. I'd love to see Elise come in. I wouldn't mind Barcola, but he's a little bit more left-sided, isn't he? Possibly Jan Diamand. Jan Diamand would be a good one, but again, he's not a Salah replacement. Jan Diamand is a player who you bring in, a bit like Wirtz. He's going to come in and he's going to take 2 or 3 years to get up to like a proper top world-class consistent level. Adley's gone down and he's got cramp. Maybe Bournemouth wasting a little bit of time here. Twisted Fate, Brighton arguably have the best scouts in the league, to be honest. They find players for cheap and sell for 50 to 100 million every time. Do you know what? Brighton have got a very, very good record with sales, yeah. In fact, let's have a look at that. Brighton record sales. Most expensive departures from Brighton. Moish Caicedo, 116 million. Mark Cucurella, 65. João Pedro, 63. He's Minter down the right-hand side. Gets to the byline, pulls it back. Good clearance by Bournemouth. Yeah, Cucurella was a bargain for him. João Pedro. Ben White, 58 million. Alexis McAllister, 42. Yves Bissouma, 30 million. Dennis Undav to Stuttgart for 26 as well. That's a very good deal. Adingra to Sunderland, 25. Trossard, 25 to Arsenal. Robert Sanchez, 24. Even that. You know, Purvis Estupiñán to AC Milan, 18 million quid. These are all very, very good signings and very, very good departures. Jabba says this match has shades of the Everton match last season. Only 1 goal scored from a pen, and Dye infamously booked for flapping his arms. Did he get booked for that? And Dempsey says, and Bay from PSG. Debbie, Brighton are much better than this. They've been absolutely horrible tonight, mate. Well, Brighton are down the right-hand side here. Minter has given them a new dimension down the right, so... And they're doubling up on Minter. No surprise, really, with the pace he's got, but good defending by Bournemouth again. Bournemouth not really showing any will, really, to get forward. Van Hecker is raging. He's absolutely furious at the referee, and I think he is going to get a booking here. He is going to get a booking. There you go. Yellow card for Jean-Paul Van Hecker. Undav is great, underrated. And Jabba says Brighton has that proprietary scouting software made by the owner, correct? I believe so, yes. I can't remember who. Didn't they work with Football Manager on it as well? Surely Brighton were one of the first clubs. Everton were the first club, but Brighton, I'm sure, had a partnership with Footy Manager at some point as well. Debbie, what a horrible match. Thanks for making it entertaining. Well, we always try. We've got a great community, as you've seen. Really, really lovely people in the chat. And yeah, fans of all different types of clubs all around the world and up and down the English football pyramid. Swifty from Notts County. We've got Cov City fans in there. Loads of fans. Andy, Everton linked to Patrick Wimmer from Wolfsburg. Patrick Wimmer? Was he not the one who was at... Wasn't there a Wimmer who was at Stoke ages ago? Patrick Wimmer. Patrick Wimmer. I don't think that's the Stoke player, is it? No, it's not. No, 15 matches, 3 goals, 3 assists in the Bundesliga. 24 years of age, Austrian winger. Another winger, though? Why would Everton want another winger? Is that not just... That's silly. Why is Everton getting wingers? If anything, you need fullbacks and strikers. There was a Wimmer who played for Stoke. I'm telling you, I've not imagined that. Kevin Wimmer. Any relation? He was Austrian as well, wasn't he? Kevin Wimmer. Surely he's a relation. If that's his brother, I'll be laughing my head off here. His brother or his cousin or something. Patrick Wimmer, Kevin Wimmer. No relation. Well, there you go. La Pulga, what about Rodrigo Key? He might be open to join. Rodrigo from Real Madrid to Liverpool. Maybe. There's every chance. Certainly every chance. Shell, is he any good, Andy? Tim Phillips, you don't rate McAllister. I do not know. McAllister, I did last season, by the way. McAllister, absolutely fantastic from the first 2 or 3 years he's been at Liverpool. Brilliant, but I can't tell you, mate, how bad he's been this season. And not just like the odd game. I mean, every single game Alexis McAllister has been... He's been like a pub player. There's been 2 games this season where he's turned up. One was Real Madrid, where he scored the winner, but he played really well all game. The rest of the season, bar maybe Aston Villa and Arsenal, where he gave like a 7.5. The rest of the season, genuinely, he's been like a 2 out of 10. He's been dragged off in loads of games. He's been dropped. I don't know what is going on with him. Something behind the scenes, maybe something fitness related. Hopefully that it's something that he can come back from. But I've never. That is the biggest fall off I have ever seen from a player. To go from like up here, top 3 midfielders in the world, in my opinion, to genuinely a liability, I'm shocked. Into the Arsenal should be a better game tomorrow. I'd hope so. McAllister is a traffic cone in the midfield, and is Kevin better now? McAllister, probably, yeah. Kevin McAllister is probably the better player at this point. Right, so we've got 188, well, nearly 200 people in the chat. Nearly 200 people in the chat. If you haven't yet, because we've got 10 minutes left in this game, if you haven't yet, do 2 things for me as a favour. Hit the like button on the live, and also if you can, or if you want to, subscribe. I'm live every single day, watching games of football all around the world. Premier League, Champions League, Serie A, La Liga. We'll be doing all the big games. We're doing the Europa League on Thursday. We're doing the Championship on Friday. Every single game, or rather every single game. Every single day, I will be watching a game with you in the chat. We'll be here too. So if you want to join, we do halftime quizzes. We have a laugh, we have a giggle. There's members-only videos coming out now as well from every week, every Friday this week. Every Friday going forward. We're going to be doing Premier League preview. 1 hour show every Friday, where we preview the upcoming Premier League weekend games, and that's only for members. Jabatuadi says, I generally ignore links, just rumour to fill the boredom. And Rube says he did lose a friend this summer too. Of course, yeah, listen, and we all know the Jota thing will affect different people in different ways, and, you know, he was close to Darwin Núñez as well, and We know that he's already come out and said Liverpool changed too much this summer. Brighton corner, far post, overhead kick, good block. It's another corner. Brighton put a lot of pressure on late on here. Finners, if McAllister leaves in the summer, who do we get in? I mean, I think there's plenty of midfielders we could get in. Plenty. Wharton would be one. Elliot Anderson would be another. Maybe someone like Angelo Stiller at Stuttgart, who a lot of teams are looking at. Genuinely, I wouldn't even mind James Garner myself. I think James Garner would do a lot for Liverpool. He's not a Liverpool-style midfielder, but like he's an upgrade on McAllister. I guess I'm making that point. I don't want James Garner. Lapulga says Strand Larsen to Everton would be a very interesting transfer, seeing that Wolves are getting relegated. I'm telling you, don't get too certain on that. I still think Wolves have got a chance. Still an outside chance. Tim says he's playing for the move back to Brighton. How much do you want for him? If you give us what we paid for him, you can have him. You can have him with thanks. I tell you what, you're gonna have cash on the hip this summer, Tim. You're gonna have cash on the hip because Balaba's going, so you'll have plenty of money to spend. So if you get 80 for Balaba, strike! Oh, what a save! Petrovic tips it over the bar. Great strike from Minter. Nearly 1-1. Fabulous strike from the edge of the box. Ball comes out. He catches it just right. And it's a wonderful tip over the bar. Yeah, if you get 80 million or 70, 80 million for Balaba, you give us 35, 40 for McAllister. He's yours. He is yours. You can have him. Finners Matty, since I started watching you, you made me want to watch as many as possible. Well, listen, it's great to have you in the chat, mate. It really is. For me, I'm sad. For the vast majority of the games that we watch, if I wasn't doing a live stream, I'd still be watching them. I'd just be sat on the couch downstairs or sat on the couch watching them, wherever. So, it makes no odds to me. It just means I've got a group of people that we watch with. We watch games of footy with. It's nice. I like it. We have a chat about different stuff. Finners Matty, would you want Elliot Anderson? I'd love Elliot Anderson. I think he'd be a good fit for Liverpool. Jabber Twari says key risking an agent Garner. 14-point difference with 16 games to go. How the F do they come back from this? Wolves? Well, did you see him yesterday against Newcastle? They're starting to look a little bit more resilient. Chance for Brighton. Poor first touch. They were in the penalty area then. If he'd have got hold of that a little bit better, there was a chance. Karioglu over to the left-hand side. Mitoma back to Karioglu. Andy Leeds wants Strand Larsen and Twisted Fate. There's still like 48 points to play for. Wolves can 100% turn it round. Out with the relegation battle teams, they haven't been battered. Chance! Oh, over the bar again. Van Hecker. Lots of opportunities for him. Joe says key. PSV at about 100 points clear. Top of the Eredivisie at the moment. Just checked. Wednesday night could be nasty. I know, but, well, it depends. I don't know. I honestly haven't checked this season what the tables look like. Like, I still need to choose my final game week Champions League games and Europa League games because I'm not certain what the tables look like. Because I think the back end of this month, I think it's the 29th of January, the Thursday 29th of January, it was Porto against Rangers was on. And I was thinking I was going to do that one on the channel. I thought Porto Rangers will be a good game to do. And then Philippines, who's one of our Rangers fans in the chat, he came on and said, "Oh, okay, you don't want to watch that." I was like, "Why not?" He was like, "Oh, we're basically out of Europe." I was like, "You're joking." He was like, No, even if we win our last two games, we're basically out on goal difference anyway, so pointless. Don't do the Porto Rangers game. So now I have to look for a completely different game. Joe says, search Eddie Howe out on Twitter and see the amount of boring idiots on there. Absolutely disgraceful. MTPSV sucks. They are just Phillips lights on the pitch. Sir, we have 217 in the chat and only 66 likes. Can we please smash the like and get it up to 100? Well, hey, listen, more importantly, are we over 11k yet? Yay, we are over 11k. I thought we'd have been under 11k, but no, we've at least got over 11k tonight. How mad's that? We only got to 10k the other day and we're over 11 now. 20k, here we come. Time for Tierney to fill his yellow card quota. Empty says Do Bruges Kairat. I'm not doing Club Bruges Kairat Almaty, mate. I think that's scraping the barrel. Through to the wood with that one. Twisted Fate says, Key, given the table so far, can we hear your top 10 prediction for the league? Oh my God. Top 10. Brighton have got a chance here. It's 3-on-3. No, gave it away. Really poor that. Very poor in the final third. And now Bournemouth ball over the top. I think he's offside. Hang on. Corner again to Brighton. We're into the last 5 minutes here. Right, there you go. So that would be my top 10. My top 10 is Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Villa, United, Newcastle, Brentford, Sunderland, Brighton. There you go. That's mine. Mitoma, strike, cleared away. The hidden boy says, Key, who do you think is winning the Carabao Cup? I'd like to say that it will be City. I think it'll be City, yeah. Cecil says, hello, Key. Did you see the crazy towel drama from the AFCON final? I did, mate. Yeah, I've retweeted it on X. Follow me on X, by the way. If you're not following me on X, make sure you have done at the PL Dad, or just search Key Thomas on X. You'll find me amidst all the people having a pop, all the Arsenal fans having a pop at me. The Flying Horluka says, would it surprise you if United beat Arsenal? They were the better team in their last encounter. Probably not, no. Probably, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I think in many ways I'm rooting for United, which feels a little bit odd and a little bit dirty. A little bit grubby. I don't like rooting for United. But in many ways, I think we all are, aren't we? Cov City says, big win if the Cherries can hold on. Massive win. Do you know what? Again, for Brighton, this is an absolute banker, isn't it? You've got to say, this is an absolute banker. Oh, hey. This is the Diogo Jota thing all again. Not the Diogo Jota thing. Oh, not the Diogo Jota thing. Who's talking about Diogo Jota? What's his name? Who went down? Conor Bradley. Not even related. Conor Bradley. He was trying to shove him off the pitch. Conor Bradley was trying to shove him off the pitch again. Look at that. Alex Scott goes down. Oh, and to be fair, he is off the pitch there, basically. Does he pull himself back on? Oh, what was that about? Why is he dragging him back on the pitch? What's he doing? Oh, that's just silly. That's silly. Jabber, I left X, one of my best decisions ever. Don't blame you, to be honest. Overhead kick. Oh my God, what a goal! Oh my God, what a finish! It's absolutely outrageous! Oh my God, what a goal! Kostoulas! Unbelievable! That is absolutely sensational. The young Greek centre-forward who Brighton have brought in this summer. We talked about Brighton scouting. We talked about just how good they were getting these young players in. And they've signed this lad from Olympiacos. He came in after a great season in the Greek league. And he's just scored one of the best goals we've seen this season. The ball gets played in from the left-hand side. It's a bit of head tennis in the penalty area. And then from the penalty spot, he chests it down. It's up in the air. It's a bicycle kick. The keeper doesn't even move. Petrovic gets nowhere near it. It's right in the corner. What an absolutely sensational goal from Kostoulas. Oh, that's brilliant. It's a bit of a slice, but you can't take it away from him. What a goal. Brighton won. Bournemouth won. What a game. What a game, and we've still got time for a winner. I've got me both teams to score. Oh, where are we up to now? Where are we up to? Shots on target, 7. I need 3 more shots on target. 3 more shots on target, and we've got 8 minutes to get it. Is Veltman still on? No, I need a Danny Welbeck shot on target. And 3 shots on target. If Danny Welbeck gets a shot on... Is Danny Welbeck still on? Is Danny Welbeck still on? Has he gone off? Oh, did he go off? Oh, Costulas came on for him. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, there goes that then. I thought Brighton were going to get that. Bar Steward. Excuse me. What a goal, says the hidden boy. That name looks Greek. Just a tad. It is just a tad Greek. Charalampos Kostoulas, 18 years of age for Brighton. He has got, I think that's his 2nd goal this season for Brighton. He's only played 11 games. Welbeck's off. Brady Anler says, used to watch you all the time on TikTok. Miss seeing you live, Key, my friend. Well, it's good to have you over here, mate. Yeah. I won't be doing anything live on TikTok, really. I might do bits here and there, but it's just a pain in the backside. It really is. Doesn't do enough for me. Draw is okay. Not a Brighton win, says Shell. Yeah, Brighton go back above Everton if they get a win here late on. I feel like a win would be harsh on Bournemouth, though, wouldn't it? Bournemouth, they are just employing the dark arts a little bit, though, here. There's a touch of the Morocco. There's a touch of the Moroccans here about what Bournemouth are doing. They're going down, they're holding the face. They're getting cramp in every position. Look at that, Minter's saying to Alex Scott here. He's saying, come on, we're trying to win a game of football here. You're trying to win a game of football here. G Faster said, man said Jota thing. We were just literally talking about the Diogo Jota thing not 2 minutes before it. It was still in my head. Achilles off. I know, yeah, Welbeck's off now, but Charalampos, Kostoulas. Wally says, the Como make the top 4. Not for me. No, not for me. I don't think so. Not in my opinion. They're a good side. They're playing very, very well. But I think as the season goes on, they'll get stretched. And yeah, I don't see him making. I don't see him making it. Right. Truffert is just being escorted off the pitch by the medics. Yeah, I was going to say, Como are currently 5 points behind Roma. We are, by the way, doing AC Milan against Roma in, is it midweek? Is it next week? I can't remember. We're doing 2 games coming up. One in La Liga, one in Serie A. We're doing Villarreal against Real Madrid on Saturday night, and on Sunday night, that's it. Saturday night, we're doing Real Madrid away at Villarreal to see how they get on. That's going to be a really good game in La Liga if you fancy joining me for that on Saturday night. And then on Sunday night, we're doing Roma AC Milan, which is, as it stands, 4th against 2nd in Serie A. Yeah, AC Milan 3 points behind Inter. Roma only 4 points behind AC Milan. The liking trash, Como to finish 7th end of season, I reckon. I think they've got an outside chance of Europe. Certainly, 5th or 6th, but not top 4. See, Real Sociedad upset Barca last night. Yeah, that's let a few people down on the old bookies, haven't they? Rubes, Brighton are the best team, not in Europe this season. And Red Rebellion, big game for us on Wednesday. Massive game for us Wednesday, mate. Yeah, Liverpool away at Marseille. I'll be live for that one. We've got to get a good result there. As much for the Champions League standings as it is for, an Arne Slot sort of recovery or anything like that. Terrible strike that from Brighton. And it's wide. We've got the last 2 minutes here. Hidden Boy says, Mark Gay signed for City. He has, yeah. 300k a week, by the way. Why have we not discussed this? 300k a week Mark Gay's on. He was on £67,000 a week at Crystal Palace. He's on 300k a week. 300k a week. Mark Gay's on at Manchester City. No wonder Liverpool didn't go in for him. Sweet Lord. Brady forgot to ask, since I said on TikTok about the Rangers Porto game, did you find a replacement game to watch yet? Did I find a replacement game to watch? I don't think so. No, not yet. I still need to. It's 29th, so I've got like 10 days. But I'm looking at the fixture list, I'm seeing which one might be worth watching. Cecil, are you doing Arsenal Inter tomorrow? I am, yeah. Inter v Arsenal at the San Siro. See if Arsenal can do what Liverpool did, a win and a clean sheet there. Here's Minter. Can't quite get it in. Strike. I think he's onside. Yeah, Mitoma. Chance for him to put the ball back in the box. Chance. Oh, it's on target, but Petrovic claims it. Last 50 seconds. Izzy, 300k is more than Saka, by the way. And Jabber, I wish I had a skill that got me 300k a week. 300k a year you'd be delighted with, wouldn't you? Let's be honest. 300k plus add-ons, by the way, yeah. Hidden Boy, are you live tomorrow for the Champions League games? Mate, I am live, I promise you. This is, as a general rule, if I am not live, something has gone terribly wrong, right? Something has gone wrong. I am live every single day. I did 512 games last year. We're on course for 50 this month in January. So again, maybe we'll break 512 across the year, especially with the World Cup and everything going on. But yeah, listen, I am live every single day watching games of football with you. Right now it's Brighton against Bournemouth. Tomorrow it's Inter Arsenal. Wednesday it's going to be Marseille v Liverpool. Thursday we're doing the Europa League games, including Braga against Nottingham Forest, plus Aston Villa. They're playing as well. Friday night we're doing the Championship derby against West Brom. And then Saturday we're back to the Premier League again. Sunday, a couple of big games in the Prem. Obviously, Liverpool play Bournemouth, don't we, on Saturday night. And on Sunday, it's Arsenal, Man United, followed by... Oh, is it Villa... No, is it Villa Newcastle? Is it Villa Newcastle? Who is it this weekend? Is it Villa Newcastle this weekend? Or is that the week after? I think I might get my weekends muddled up. I'm sure it's this weekend. Referee's going to blow up here. Very, very soon. Brighton have got one last chance to pump the ball into the box. Here we go. This is it. If it's happening, it's got to happen now. Got to get the ball in. Too easy. Brighton cleared away, and Paul Tierney's going to blow up here, I think, very shortly. This might be a draw. Southampton v Pompey on Sunday. On a perm, I'm off. See you later, everyone. Take care. See you soon. Yeah. Cov City do Championship on a Friday. Always. Yeah. Always. Nizzy, football is your life, I guess. It is. It is my life. Yeah, it always has been. And it's now my job. Eccleston Mere, guess City have to pay big wages to get players in. Forget about the 115. You said it, mate. Absolutely. Could not agree more. Twisted Fate, yeah, I agree with Shell. Although you support a very bad team, I hope you continue after Janky. No, I am. Yeah, it's decided, mate. It's long since decided. I think after the month we've had... I can't not carry on. I can't not carry on. I absolutely am going to carry on. We literally did. It took 1 year on this channel to hit 1 million views. I'm on 2.5 in the last 6 weeks. So it's all gone. It's gone absolute chaos on this channel. We did nearly 500,000 views over the weekend. It's absolutely popping off. It is full time here. Brighton 1, Bournemouth 1. And again, by the way, the reason that's happening is because of you, because of the people in the chat who are around and watch the games with us and just so lovely and talk football and absolutely mad on football just like I am. So I love watching games of football with you. And I hope you like watching games of football with me and with us. So yeah, if you do like that sort of thing, make sure you do 2 things for me. Hit the like button and also, if you can, subscribe. Live every single day. I'm live again tomorrow, as I said, for the Inter v Arsenal game tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, that one. So if you'll want to join me for that, make sure you've done those 2 things, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Take it easy. Have a nice night.